And he's told you in an interview on the record with you in this new article, he said this: I described the naked detainee lying on the wet floor, handcuffed, with an interrogator shoving things up his rectum, and said, that's not abuse, that's torture. There was quiet. Now that's what he said, according to himself, on May 6th. Here's what Rumsfeld said the next day on May 7th when he was testifying before the House Armed Services Committee.
It breaks our hearts that, in fact, someone didn't say, wait, look, this is terrible. We need to do something to manage the legal part of it was proceeding along fine. What wasn't proceeding along fine is the fact that the president didn't know, and you didn't know, and I didn't know, and as a result, somebody just sent a secret report to the press, and there they are.
I'd like to know what agencies or private contractors were in charge of interrogations. Did they have authority over the guards? And what were their instructions to the guards?
First, with respect to the...
We did not bring it.
Oh, my.
Yeah, oh, my, right.
It was all prepared.
It was, indeed. I'll walk through the chain of command and...
No, you can submit the chain of command, please. Secretary Rumsfeld, in all due respect, you've got to answer this question, and it could be satisfied with a phone call. This is a pretty simple, straightforward question.
7 soldiers, all members of the military police, are facing charges of abusing Iraqis at the Abu Ghraib prison. From the very beginning, the military establishment has said this was the work of a few bad soldiers.
I shared a deep disgust that those prisoners were treated the way they were treated.
Those acts ought not to be allowed to define us. Terrible actions of a few don't change that.
Those soldiers let us down.
Sir, we did not find any evidence of a policy or a direct order given to these soldiers to conduct what they did.
There was sadism on the night shift at Abu Ghraib, sadism that was certainly not authorized. It was kind of Animal House on the night shift.
Abu Ghraib is a great example of bureaucratic virtuosity in handling a scandal. None of these reports looked at the whole chain of command. There is this long chain that leads from what was done to prisoners in the cells up through military police to the military intelligence who ordered it on some occasions, back to the Pentagon, back to the White House eventually. Miller, by all accounts, is a man who is, in a way, Rumsfeld's kind of officer, which is to say he doesn't care about past practice, he doesn't care about tradition necessarily. What he cares about is getting results. And he established a system in Guantanamo that was based entirely around getting information from these detainees, which is to say, using harsher interrogation techniques.
Everything that we do inside Camp Delta, America can be proud of.
and I have spent a lot of time on secure video with the people down there. I have talked to people who've been down there and come back, and I haven't found a single scrap of any kind of information that suggests that anyone has been treated anything other than humanely, notwithstanding everything we have read and heard.
There's no way that I can just sit here and condone what's going on. So then the next day, we get up early, we run missions, I come back, and then I report it to my lieutenant the following day, that day. And just told him, hey, military intelligence is over at the heart site doing some pretty weird things with naked detainees. He goes, what? I said, they're interrogating naked detainees. And he goes, you're not even supposed to be over there.
I didn't feel like it was my place to question anything, as I just got out of basic, and that wasn't. It was like, if you question your orders, you and your battle buddy are gonna die.
They all went and testified in May after the stories about Abu Ghraib became public that, oh my God, we just didn't know about it until we didn't realize how serious it was. It's simply not true. The fact is that within a few days of the incident first getting reported internally, which was in January of '04, the back channel was flying. There were messages going, and the back channel showed very clearly. The documents, the actual cables show that Rumsfeld and his aides and Wolfowitz and his aides and the director of the Joint Staff, all these senior people in the Pentagon were getting very detailed. They didn't see the photographs, they were getting verbal accounts of the photographs that made it very clear. It was taken very seriously within days from the top to bottom in the government.
The United States used to be the model, but it is no longer. If we adopt cruel treatment, as some might want us to adopt, if we embrace torture as something that is expedient and necessary in the instance, we sacrifice a long-term interest. We sacrifice our belief in human rights. We sacrifice our belief in the rule of law and what law should govern and what law should prohibit. And we blur the distinction between ourselves and the terrorists. And I'm convinced it would be counterproductive in the war on terror.